Hi everybody. Sorry I didn't do an update yesterday. It was just a very long day. Nan's still in hospital. When she went in hospital, it was like late at night, so I don't know whether you class that as a day or not. But anyway, I'd say altogether she's been in nearly 5 days. Um, she's got an infection, and the infection markers have got to come down. I've spoke to them this morning, and the infection markers, I have to keep looking at my notes. Sorry if I keep going off the screen with my eyes. It was 141. It's now 96 infection markers. Hopefully they'll put, I think they've got her on IV from the knowledge at the moment. And when it comes down, they'll have her on oral tablets to help with infection. Just to let you know, they've said, I'll try to pronounce it, bear with me. Venous, Venous, stasis, I think that's how you pronounce it, is an insufficiency in the legs occur when the vein valves are damaged, preventing blood from flowing back to the heart and causing blood to pool. It leads to chronic symptoms like swelling, aching, skin, discoloration. I can't read this word. Viricose. I can't pronounce it. Veins. And if untreated, skin ulcers. Common treatments include compression, elevation, and lifestyle changes. So that's what that is. Just to give you an update, I got really emotional yesterday, and talking about it's making me emotional now, and I feel like I'm just all over the place, like my emotions right now, which is understandable. So I'm trying not to get upset if I can. But basically, Nan wanted, she's a falls risk because when she was on a certain ward, she has now moved by the way, but the ward that she was on before, they rang me on the morning, this was 2 mornings ago I think, so that much has happened, and they checked her over and she fell off the toilet, so she's unsteady on her legs as well. So she wanted to sit up in this new ward that they moved her to, and she wanted to sit up on the bed. I went, Nan, you can't, Nan, you're a falls risk. Oh, you can help me up. And I'm like, Nan, but if you fall and I help you up on my own, you'll fall on the floor. There's only me, Nan, and it's risky. She didn't understand because obviously she hasn't got capacity on complex issues, also dangers and risks now. As my Nan social worker said to me, it's case specific, so she hasn't got capacity on complex issues or dangers at the moment. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about. So she wanted to get off the bed, and I said, well, Nan, if you do want to, I'll get someone to help you and we'll sit you on the chair. Oh, no, I want to sit up on the bed. I said, Nan, you can't because you'll fall. And she wasn't listening. It didn't seem to register. So I got the nurse to come over, and she was venting. She was foul-mouthed. I can't remember because I was just too upset. She was just effing and jeffing, and she was just being horrible. Obviously, I know it's the dementia and she doesn't mean it. I know it's hard though. And I got really, really upset. I know she doesn't mean it, but yeah. I said I'll try not to get upset. But I know she didn't mean it. And so I walked away and I said to the nurse, can you help me, please? I said, because I'm trying to explain and she's not listening to me. So obviously she wanted to get off the bed. So obviously the nurse helped her and did what she needed to do. And when she did, I'd walked away at this point. You know, when you have like wards, you have like a row of beds one side and then a row of bed the other side. So I walked away because I felt myself, my emotions were like all over the place, and I asked for one of the ward staff to help. So, and then she was saying, you're hurting me, and the lady was like, he's not hurting you. I was on the opposite side to the ward where there's the row of beds elsewhere, still in the same ward. And then when she was trying to help my nan up, I was digging her fingernails and her fingers into the lady's arm. And I was just shocked. I asked the lady if she's all right. She went, oh, we're used to it. And I just thought, that's what I'm scared of, that my nan's going to start doing that to me and start lashing out. And not everyone with dementia, just to let you know, not everyone with dementia are violent. Some can be, not all. But, you know, Nan has had outbursts when she's been at home. She threw a cup across the floor and a plate across the floor, nearly missing the TV. And so it seems like stems to reason quite possibly she could be aggressive from what I can see, but I don't know. But then when that lady, she was helping me Nan, and she dug her fingernails and fingers into her arm, I was just shocked. I was an emotional wreck. I still am. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. It's not knowing what's going to happen. I said I wouldn't get upset, but yeah, it just hurts. It feels like a knife's just gone in your chest. You know what I mean? It just digs deep. It hurts. Seeing your loved one like that. And you know it's not them. You know it's the dementia. I said I try not to get upset. You know it's not them. Compose myself, sorry. You know it's not them. And you know that she's confused. She doesn't know what's going on around her. Sorry. She doesn't know what's going on around her. I didn't think I'd be like this. She's scared. She's confused. Delirium is a common thing with dementia. She's not in her own surroundings, so she's in an unfamiliar place. She probably thinks she's at home, and when that nurse was trying to help her, I'm just thinking because of delirium, I don't know for certain, that lady that was helping her in the ward, she probably looked at her and probably thought it was me, just hypothetically. But yeah, I said I wouldn't get upset, but yeah, this is what I mean. I'm a strong, confident young man that I am, but I'm showing my emotions are coming out because I didn't expect it to, because I'm trying to stay strong. But just because I'm crying doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just shows that I have feelings and emotions, and this is what it does to you when you're a carer. God, sorry. When you're a carer looking after someone with dementia, it mentally and physically takes its toll on you. And it's so incredibly difficult. And I know she's still here and she's still going strong, but it's not the dementia at the moment. Obviously, she's got the dementia, obviously. But with her health issues on top of that. And also, she's not eating. Yesterday, she was on a ward before, and they tried to get her to eat some food on the morning, some mousse. She had 2 scoops of mousse. And then when I got there, they said she hasn't had anything for lunch. She's refusing to eat, which is not good. Normally, she'll eat like a trooper. Fuck me, she could fucking scoff a face full of food when she's at home, which is obviously not like Nan. So when I got there, I got her to eat a sausage roll, and she was like, "Oh, I'll have it late. I'll have it in a bit. Oh, it's not lunchtime." No, Nan, it's lunchtime, love. We need to eat now. I'll have it in a bit. And I persevered. Got her up, got her to eat half a sausage roll. It was a challenge and a half, I'll tell you that now. But yeah, it's not always simple like that. Sometimes she's adamant she doesn't want to eat. So then they moved to another ward, like I said, and tried to give her some dinner. She didn't eat it, and I was like, "Oh, I can do it for myself." And I said, "Okay then, Nan," because I was trying to cut it up, and I was going to put it into her mouth. And I went, "Okay then, Nan, here you go." And I cut a bit up, and I put it on the fork. I said, "Okay then, there you go. There's a bit of burger there, or a bit of sausage." I went, "Here you go," and I passed her the fork so she could do it herself, because I was just trying to be helpful. But I thought maybe she wants her independence, so I went, "Here you go then. Here you go. I've cut it up for you. Here you go. There's a bit of a bit of sausage there, meat, or a bit of burger, or a chip, or whatever it was." And then she had a couple of spoonfuls, and then she went, "I don't want any more." But it was a challenge trying to get her to eat that. She was like, "I'll have it later. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. I just don't. I'm tired at the moment. Sorry, I'm bambling. It's just trying to remember everything." She was like, "Oh, I'll have it later. I'll have it a bit. I'm not hungry," or "Oh, I've eaten," and you haven't eaten. Because obviously it's the dementia, she thinks she'd eaten and stuff like that. So then I went, "Okay, then that's fine. You've had a bit of that. You need to eat a bit of your pudding." And this is where it becomes really challenging. And I went, "Nan, just eat a bit of your pudding." She likes bread and butter pudding. Apparently she doesn't like bread and butter pudding. She likes custard. But that's the dementia for you. They'll like it 1 minute and then they don't like it the next. A bit like anyone, really. We go off food. That's how I see it as. And they asked the nurse. She was getting agitated. She was really like worked up. I kept leaving it a while, retrying, and I said, "Can you help me, love?" I said, because family members, I can't think of the words. If you're like an outsider, she's more likely to listen to them, than me, because I'm family, because I like to play you up. And then I walked out the room and I could see in the glass window outside the ward, she was actually eating the pudding. But this morning I rang them up. They've done a toast and she's refusing to eat again. So now I'm going to have to try and encourage her to eat again. But it's she's been there 5 days nearly now. If unless you count 10 o'clock at night the same day, I'd say four days and maybe a couple of hours. But if you count that whole day, it's probably been about 5. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment. And it's a birthday soon, and I've got to got some presents. I haven't really got much because obviously under the circumstances, I've got a couple of presents, but it's not about the presents. It's about spending time with them. But I've got her some presents for now. But when she's out of hospital, I am actually going to get some more presents for her to make it up to her. But it's about spending time with your loved one. I know it's not about the presents, but I just like to spoil her. But yeah, I've got her, I think, about 1, 2, 3, I think 4 presents at the moment, but I want to get her one more. But yeah, thought I'd keep you all updated. I'm sure I'm getting a cold, but anyway, I'll speak to you soon anyway, and I'll further update you when I can. Thank you for listening.